Welcome all of you. In this lecture, we are going to see how the projectile motion changes in case of moving frame. That now the particle is not only under gravity, but here is other some influential factors on the projectile motion that influences the motion, that changes the trajectory, that affects the motion, how we are going to see now. Let us consider that it is a trolley or something. We can say it is a trolley which have a definite horizontal velocity. Let us say it is v. It has a definite horizontal velocity. So if something is thrown, with this example, if something is thrown from here, by making an angle, we can say theta, then how the projectile motions changes. So if I say the velocity of the projectile when it is throwing, it is u. Okay, so if I consider just like before, it is along the x-axis and it is along the y-axis, then the initial velocity along x-axis is equal to u cos theta plus v. Initial velocity along x-axis is equal to u cos theta plus v, and along y-axis is equal to u sin theta. Okay, now these are two. Now this is not only the u cos theta. So whatever be the term dependent on this horizontal velocity will change, and the terms which are dependent on the vertical velocity, that is along the y-axis, will remain invariant. So we can say t equal to u sin theta divided by g, 2u sin theta divided by g, till the particle reaches after its total time of flight. The vertical height, the maximum height, is equal to u square sin square theta divided by g, 2g. The range, now here is the change, because this is the initial velocity along the x-axis. So we can say it is ux into capital T. So what is ux? Ux equal to u cos theta plus v into t. Okay, so if I do it here, that is the r equal to u cos theta plus v into t. It is u cos theta plus v. The value of t is 2u sin theta divided by g. So from here it is u square 2 sin theta cos theta divided by g, and if I say it is v, it is t, so it will be v into 2u sin theta divided by g. So from here it is u square sin 2 theta divided by g plus v into capital T. So the range is changed here, because the range is dependent on the horizontal value of velocity and is increased here. by the amount v into t. The velocity of the trolley into the total time of flight. It is changed by this. Let us take a question. A boy projects a stone vertically perpendicular to the trolley car moving with a speed u. Let us say it is a trolley car. Okay, it is moving with a speed u. A boy projects a stone vertically. Okay, so when the stone is projected vertically upward, and since the particle is within the trolley car, so the velocity of the particle is obviously is same as that of the trolley car. So the stone have two velocities. Due to throwing, it have a velocity v upward. Due to the motion of the trolley car, it have the velocity u along the horizontal. So the question is, in which direction the stone will move? And that is obviously we get from the vector resultant. If two vectors are acting on a particle simultaneously, then the resultant is somehow here. We can say this thing as w. Okay, this thing as w. So we can say this w's horizontal component is u, and w's vertical component is v. So from here it is clear that if the particle is thrown with a velocity w, it makes an angle theta with it. So it is somehow it is related to that of the projectile motion. Okay, but here it is said in a different way. That is, here it is not said the particle is projected with the velocity w by making an angle theta with the horizontal. It is not said here. It is said here a trolley is moving with the velocity u. A boy within the trolley throws the stone perpendicular. So simultaneously u and v acts on it. So due to this resultant, the w originates. So we can say wx equal to u. So we can say this is also equal to w cos theta, and this is also equal to w sin theta. This is the thing. So now it is said what is the time of the stone? What is the time of the stone? That if we calculate total time of the stone, the total time of the stone, we know that it is only dependent on the vertical component of the velocity, and that is the total time of flight of the stone is 2 into w of y divided by g. So it is 2 into w of y equal to v, so 2v divided by g. This is the total time of flight, and obviously it is independent of that of the u, that is the horizontal motion. Horizontal range of the stone. Horizontal range of the stone, we know that is r equal to u square. That is the, we can say it is the, here it will be w square, we can say w square sine 2 theta. Okay, w square sine 2 theta divided by g. Okay, divided by g. So this sine 2 theta can be separated as w sine theta w cos theta divided by g. Sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cos theta, so I can write down is 2 into w sine theta into w cos theta. So this is equal to, we can say this is w sine theta is this along the vertical, and this is along the horizontal g. Wy is basically v, so it is 2v, v and wx, that wx is equal to u, so 2vu divided by g. Option, so it is the option D. The angle of projection relative to that of the horizontal. Obviously it is the theta, and theta equal to tan theta is equal to v divided by u. Okay, so from here theta equal to tan inverse v divided by u. Okay, so I want to say here, if the particle is thrown at a frame that is at rest, that is if the trolley is at rest, if it is moving with the velocity u, then obviously it is the one-dimensional motion under gravity, under acceleration due to gravity, and at that time the equation of motions will be changed and that will be one-dimensional. But since it is moving under the moving trolley, say horizontal velocity is added with it, so due to the effect, due to the simultaneous effect, it is looking like it is a projectile motion. Okay, just like the projectile is fired with a velocity w, okay, and w is the resultant of these two, then we can say w equal to root over of v square plus u square, since v and u are perpendicular. So if I want to write what is the velocity of projection, we can say it is v square plus u square. After 2vu cos 90 degree, that is 0, because the angle between v and u is 90 degree. So it is projected with a velocity w by making an angle tan inverse v by u with the horizontal. So these were the questions can be asked. Directly it is not said it is the projectile motion. Now let us consider a lift or trolley. Okay, obviously which is moving upwards with the velocity say v. Now from here a particle is thrown, with the velocity u by making an angle theta with the horizontal. So obviously this ux equal to u cos theta and this uy equal to u sin theta. But since it is inside this, so we can say the vertical component of initial velocity, will be v plus uy, and the horizontal component will be ux. So whatever be the term dependent on this vertical, it will all obviously change. Then capital T equal to 2 into v plus uy divided by g. So it will be 2 into v, uy is u sin theta divided by g. So total time of flight is increased by an amount. We can say it is, if I say it is t prime, the changed value it is t prime, then it will be 2v divided by g, it is 2u sin theta divided by g. So we can say it is 2v by g plus t. Total time of flight is increased by an amount 2v divided by g. If I say the maximum height, okay, say that after, since it is moving upwards, we say the value is h prime. So h prime equal to v plus uy square sine square theta divided by 2g. Okay, and if I see the range is obviously it is depending on ux into t prime, and ux is u cos theta, and the t prime is 2v divided by g plus t. So this thing will become u cos theta 2v divided by g 2u sin theta divided by g. So if I multiply this thing, this will be 2 into uv cos theta divided by g, and if I multiply these things, it will be u square sin 2 theta divided by g. So this thing will be 2 uv cos theta divided by g plus r. Then I have to say it is r prime. So the range is increased, the maximum height is increased also here, and here the t prime, that is the total time of flight, is also increased. So if the particle is projected, if the projected motion is occurred, if the frame is moving vertically, then obviously this kind of changes will occur there. Obviously the same motions is not there. The time, total time of flight, maximum height and the range, all of these things are changed by some amount. Here I have considered that the lift is moving with the velocity that is v, that is independent of time. So we can say the lift is moving with constant velocity. Okay, but if the lift is moving with constant acceleration, then what will happen? How these equations, that is the total time of flight, height and range, these equations will change then. So now just consider lift, it is moving with an acceleration capital E upwards, and here is a particle. I want to analyze this thing. If I want to analyze this thing, if it is moving with a velocity u, and this makes an angle theta with it, then we can say this is u cos theta and it is u sin theta. So if I choose the x-axis and y-axis again, if I say it is the origin, if I say it is the x and this is along the y-axis, this is along the y-axis, and the acceleration due to gravity here obviously acting along the negative axis. Okay, so if I want to write down the acceleration here, on this reference frame, so the acceleration is obviously along the y-axis. If I, that is a vector equal to a j cap plus of g minus j cap, because this acceleration due to gravity is always acting on the negative direction. So you can see it is a minus of g j cap. This is the acceleration now acting on it along the negative y-axis, but it is completely perpendicular to that of the motion along the positive x-axis. So the horizontal component is completely remain invariant. So if I calculate these things at each and every moment, how it will change, let us see. It is better to write along this will be helpful. So the maximum height is u square sine square theta divided by 2 into g minus a. This will be the maximum height. The acceleration to gravity is now changed. Okay, or we can say it is better to write it is g prime j cap. Okay, this is g prime j cap. What is g prime? G prime equal to g minus a. What is g prime? G prime is the apparent value of acceleration due to gravity, and here I replace this thing. I replace this thing to g prime. Now if I write down this thing, that is it is h. Now if I write down the total time of flight, that is 2u sine theta divided by, not g, it will be g prime, the apparent value of acceleration due to gravity. So it will be 2 into u into sine theta divided by g minus a, divided by g minus a. And if I want to write down the range, the value of range is basically ux into capital T, that is the x component of the velocity into capital T. It is better, I will say it is better to write down this as a prime, because the h is not equal to h, because h is changed now. So if I say the range is r prime, then it will ux into t prime. So what is ux? Ux is u cos theta. What is t prime? T prime is 2u sine theta divided by g prime. So it will be u square sine 2 theta divided by g prime. So just see, it becomes u square sine 2 theta divided by g minus a. So each and every cases we can say that g prime is less than that of g. Since the g prime is less than that of g, okay, so we can say from here that is the h prime is less than h. Okay, what is h? H is the maximum height attained by the particle which is thrown here if the acceleration is 0. So since the acceleration is not 0, since it is moving upward, we can say, so it is g minus a. G minus a is less. So the h prime will be then greater. So the maximum height achieved by the particle will be greater here. Now if I say the time t prime, similarly, since g minus a is less than g, so we can say t prime is always also greater than capital T, the total time of flight. Since the r prime is the range here, so the range is also changed here. So since the particle is thrown from a reference frame, a accelerating reference frame which is moving upwards with a constant velocity, then we can see that the height, maximum height, the time of flight, the range, each and everything will change. Okay, so if I want to draw it by a graph, just see, it is just looking like this. I am just showing you the measurement of this thing. That is, if it is for acceleration equal to 0, if it is for acceleration equal to 0, x-axis, y-axis obviously, then this will be for acceleration not equal to, vertical acceleration not equal to 0. This is r and this is h obviously, but here just see that h prime is greater and this is the r prime which is obviously also greater. Okay, so this way the equation of motions are changed, okay, in moving reference frame. So we will try to apply these things in different kinds of numericals depending on the scenarios, but this way it is changed. Thank you.